I would like to quote, "I see myself as servant of Mitcham and Morden. I make no apology for concentrating on local issues." Two of the quotes from the speech of the House of Commons illustrate clearly the dedication of our next member, who is going to speak, the Member of Parliament for Mitcham and Morden, Ms. Siobhain McDonagh. Please.
It's a very strong community that puts 4 parliamentarians on an agenda to speak, and I am fearful that you may all die of starvation before we get through the speeches, or worse still, the sound of snoring will overpower us. So I just want to say to everybody here, very welcome. Unfortunately, you're just outside my constituency. You're actually in the constituency of Wimbledon, but you're fortunate enough to travel through Mitcham and Morden on your way home tonight. And I just want to say that London is a fantastic place to live, an increasingly diverse place. Our part of South London is benefiting from the diversity that Inner London has seen over a very long period, and that the Emmerdale community is a part of that increasing diversity that makes our place a more exciting and a more challenging place to live. And we can be negative about things, but I think the various communities have made us strong, have made people want to invest in our capital city, have made people want to move here. And as a parent, as the daughter of immigrants, I have to say that London is one of the most welcoming cities in the world, and I hope that everybody enjoys living here. I'd also have to say is that the vast majority of our young people, from whatever community they come from, are hard-working, who want to do well and mean no harm to anyone. In fact, most of them are the people more likely to be the victims of crime rather than us. So there are many, many happy messages to give tonight. I don't think that religion in my lifetime has had a bigger say or a bigger message to give to society as a whole. And I think we make a great contribution from all our faiths, and we should be glad for our contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hazur, we are blessed with the members of Parliament tonight, some who are speaking and some who are not. The next one is the Member of Parliament for Beaconsfield, an old and dear friend of the Ahmadiyya community. At present, he holds the office of Shadow Attorney General. I welcome Mr. Dominic Grieve, MP.
Good evening and assalamu alaikum. It's a great pleasure to be with you this evening and indeed to be back with the Ahmadiyya community again. Each time I come, I meet new people as well as familiar faces, and each time I have an opportunity of discovering some of the greater work that you are doing in our country. Now, I don't want to strike a note of gloom, because this is a happy event and the mere holding of it is very important. But it's idle to pretend that there aren't rather a lot of challenges facing us in this country, and indeed facing the world community as a whole. There's a lot of violence. It was touched on a moment ago. Violence on our streets, violence internationally. There's a lot of misunderstanding, and there are a lot of people who are killing each other, claiming religion as a justification for it. Those are real challenges. And of course, for those of us who belong to faith community groups, there is also, I think, the added challenge that perhaps because of these things, there's a tendency to argue that in some way, in our society here in Britain, religion should be confined to the private sphere, something which has not happened previously, but which seems to be a reaction to a fear of extremism within religious beliefs. Now that worries me, I have to say to you, because it's part of our history of this country that faith groups have made immense contributions not only to the well-being of their own groups, but actually to the well-being of the wider community itself. And the fact that the Ahmadiyya community has always been at the forefront, not only of helping their own, but actually helping within society as a whole, is one of the reasons why, if I may say to you, your presence in this country has been so beneficial to us. So if I have a message on the Peace Symposium, it's that I believe profoundly that faith groups, and not just Christian faith groups, to which I belong to one of them, have a real role to play in improving the lot of humanity. That, of course, can only be done when it is done in a spirit of tolerance. But the great benefit of your faith as you practice it is the underlying tolerance that has been its absolute hallmark ever since its inception. So I would just like to thank you for making me once again so welcome, looking forward to working with you in the future, looking forward to seeing more and more members drawn from the Ahmadiyya community participating in public life, something which we already know is taking place. I know some of the people in this room who are doing exactly that, and doing it precisely because through that they may serve humanity as a whole. So thank you very much, and I hope that over the coming year and until we next meet, it may be in the summer down in Surrey, but before we next meet, your projects will make progress, and the benefits which you so clearly bring to British national life will be enhanced. Thank you very much.
Thank you.